In this brand new series, I take a tier 1 meta deck that has been thrust into the spotlight either from a ban list or because of insane new support from a recent set that features a full-on deck profile, deck analysis with all the math behind the deck, combo guides and live test hands, a run at an event, whether that's a regional, case tournament, YCS, or any other event to showcase how it stacks up against the top meta decks, as well as a full counter guide for everything you need to know on how to beat that deck. In this 4-part series, the first top tier meta strategy I will showcase is Kashtira. This is Meta Sheep. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and today I have episode 3 of Meta Sheep. This is going to be a quick guide on everything you need to know on how to beat Kashtira in ideally less than 5 minutes. It'll go by pretty quick. The last installment of the series will either maybe not happen or just be delayed a little bit just because I do have to work when my OTS championship was happening. That was what I was going to run the deck back with, so it might be a little while longer or just not at all, depending when the next major event comes into my area. But I just wanted to talk about everything you need to know about dealing with Kashtira. I'll talk about going first and going second. Starting off with going first, I will talk about the hand traps and then the floodgates. Obviously, going first, the name of the game is stopping Kashtira Unicorn. This is the card that allows you to do everything. It's kind of similar to Flunder, hitting Eaglin. If they have no extenders, then you don't really have anything to do after that. So Ash, Imperm, and Valor are obviously the holy trinity of dealing with that card. Imperm specifically because you don't trigger Unicorn's second effect to rip a card out of the extra deck. Those are the main ones you want to go through. Of course, just letting them build their entire board and using Nibiru is going to be incredibly powerful if they don't play the adventure package or any other way to insulate themselves. Contact C has been another nice tech popping up into the meta lately. I recommend, if you want to use that you wait to do it after either Rise Heart or Theosis, since they're locked into Xyz, and then they have no same level 6s to overlay to clear that off the board. Droll is okay, it's not bad. If you hit it right off their first ad, like a card like Terraforming or Pot of Prosperity, it can be quite devastating. Bell is also an average hand trap. It's okay. It can deal with Birth and maybe a few other niche things, but that's really about it. So if you're already playing it, just know that there are some interactions it can deal with. Lancia and Chaos Hunter are both okay. They don't necessarily need to banish to play, but it most definitely does help. Just be wary of a card like Chaos Hunter. It is a level 7. They can take it and use it for different plays. From there, I'll talk a little bit about the floodgates, essentially stuff that allows your Kashtira player to not play. The name of the game with Kashtira is specifically Goes In. Every single cash is a different attribute. Locking them in on their first summon will pretty much guarantee you they don't really do anything unless it's exactly Fenrir, and then they could potentially use the battle phase to out it. Summon Limit is another great one, again shotgunning it on their second summon to completely lock them in. Anti-Spell is definitely a respectable choice between the Planet, Terraforming, Prosperity, Theosis. They have a lot of spells, even Birth, that they really need to resolve, and Anti-Spell being able to hit about 25%, up to half their deck even, depending on the build, is really, really powerful. And then, of course, the OGs, Ibli and Mushroom Man 2, are just ways to get another monster on their board. If they have a monster on their board, they're forced to deal with clearing it first before they can act on it. Heck, if you're playing Gold Pride, Nitro Head giving them a token helps. So anything that you can do to give them a monster on the board before it passes back to them is also really, really good. After that, we'll talk a quick bit about the going second pieces, starting off with the board breakers. Evenly match the now newly affordable and accessible piece thanks to the Trap Trick structure deck, if you can find it, if it's already been bought out in your area like mine. But it's a really easy way to clear everything but one single problematic card, typically either Shangri-La if they've locked a lot of your zones, or a Rise Heart. Eclipse is obviously another easy one to flip everything down, create your board, pick apart it one by one without having to worry. Sphere Mode and Lava Golem are currently the kings right now of the spot removal for Kashtira and a lot of other main deck stays. Of course, Zeus is always an incredible piece to go into to wipe everything out. That goes in line with cards like Change of Heart, Tactics, Thrust, Econ. Anything you can do to take their stuff as well and make a Zeus is also really, really powerful. And then the last piece is Kaijus. You might have seen Branded starting to play Radiant for decks that end on a Rise Heart pass, trying to play under things. All right, and that's all you need to know on how to beat Kashtira. what hand traps work, when you should use them, what floodgates work, how to put monsters on their board so they can't play, and what board breakers really help. I hope one of these stuck out to you, or if you just wanted a quick list of resources, that this is really good for you. With all that said, regularly scheduled content on Sunday as always. This has been episode 3 of the Meta Sheep. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all that good stuff if you really like what I do. My goal is to really try to get to 1K this year. And with all that said, I will see you guys on Sunday. Later.